Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome back for those of you joining for the very first time. My name is Abbas Merchant. I am a photographer and filmmaker based in Karachi, Pakistan. This was essentially just supposed to be a very short update sort of thing. So it's not up to my usual standards or setup or whatever. I kind of just set up the camera today, didn't even feel like setting up my mic and whatnot. So my audio is not up to its normal standards. I apologize in advance. Today I'm going to tell you a little story about my username on Instagram. It's TheRomanticHopelessly. So when I first started Instagram, it wasn't supposed to be a photography account, to be quite honest. Back then I used to write a lot, and that was supposed to be my pen name. I used to write a lot about love, unrequited love, and just generally that was sort of my genre, because I kind of just fell in love with that sort of poetry, that sort of filmmaking, and just generally that sort of aesthetic. That was my aesthetic for the longest time. So when I first started Instagram, this is actually the funny part. When I started it was supposed to be the hopeless. So it was supposed to be the hopeless romantic, or it's supposed to be the hopelessly romantic. They were hopelessly romantic. That's what it was supposed to be. So that account got made, but for some reason I got locked out of that account. And when I tried to access it again, Instagram for some reason just shut me out entirely, and that account kind of just disappeared. So I had to remake the account, and that's when I was like, okay, if I can't have the hopelessly romantic, why not the romantic hopelessly? So it was fun because it was kind of a play on words as well. It was kind of a twist on the hopeless romantic, and it kind of fit as well because I wanted to have something that was different from the normal expectation behind the name, or just generally how people used to write and whatnot. So the romantic hopelessly was born. That was about, I guess, 2.5, 3 years ago maybe, and I've kind of just stuck with my name even when I properly got into photography, and I kind of just stuck with it. I didn't want to change it to something generic, and just something like, oh, Muhammad Abbas photography or whatever, because for me it kind of just, it didn't fit the sort of person who I was, or the sort of person I wanted to be at the time. So it just stuck, and I never really bothered changing, and I didn't feel like I should. But recently, as far as I think back a month or so, I realized the name doesn't hold the same significance for me anymore. I don't write for one thing anymore, not the way I used to at least, and I'm a different person now than I was 3 years ago. And as times are changing, so am I. And that's okay, because we're all always changing if you think about it. And that's okay, as long as you remember all the people you used to be. So this is just supposed to be a short update that, for those of you who've been here for a very long time, who've seen me from right at the start when my account didn't make any sort of sense and it was just a bunch of different things all at once. For those of you joining just today, the past week, the past month, thank you for being here, because this journey wouldn't have been possible without you guys. And the fact that we're now 600 plus followers has just been amazing. One of my goals for this year is to hit 1,000 followers, and I wasn't sure if I was even going to say this in this part of the video, but I guess it's out there now, so I'm just going to keep it. But that's what I want for this year. I want to hit 1,000 followers, and I would like to ideally get to like 500 subscribers on YouTube. So if you haven't subscribed, I guess this is your chance to do so. So yeah, this is sort of like the end of an era for me, because I've been the romantic hopelessly for a very long time, even before I took the pen name, I've been the Romantic Hopelessly, whether I realize it or not. And I think it's time to accept the person that I'm becoming and the person I've already become. So yeah, I've let go of some of my previous qualms with going for something generic, because if I'm gonna take this photography thing seriously, it needs to look like it. The Romantic Hopelessly doesn't look the best to give to clients or even to potential internship opportunities. So without further ado, I mean, I didn't think this was going to be this big for me, but the Romantic Hopelessly is now a name photography. It's kind of just, it's very generic. It's basically what everyone else does. It's just their initials and then photography or whatever. But I think it's going to be good for me. It's a fresh start. It's a new name, new me, new year. My birthday's coming up, so I think it's time that my art had something new to it, something that continues to represent me, because the Romantic Hopelessly stopped after a certain point. I'm not sure when that was, but it happened. Kind of makes me sad, to be honest, but being sad is okay too. So yeah, I'm gonna cut this short before I actually start tearing up. Thank you so much for joining. Be sure to follow, subscribe, all that fun stuff. I don't really know what the rest of this year is going to hold, but hopefully some good stuff is on its way. Thank you so much for the constant support, irrespective of when you started. You're here now, and I can't ask for anything more. Thank you so much, everyone. Yeah, that's just about it. Take care, everybody, and I shall see you whenever I see you. Take care. Bye-bye.